in a towel, I'm sorry. I weighed in today at 161.2, which is good. It's a loss of 4.4 from last week. However, I think most of my gain last week was artificial because I'd eaten massive quantities of food at Disneyland. So I'm thinking last week was kind of iffy, and therefore I've basically maintained for 3 weeks, which is fine. It's irritating. I can't deny that the scale holds some magical power over me, but it holds a lot less power than it used to. Seeing the scale maintained for the last 3 weeks just proves to me how useless it is in so many respects to measuring success. Because I know I am doing the right thing. I am eating phenomenally, like the best I've ever eaten in my entire life. I've been working out like crazy. The last few days I have been killing myself, working my ass off, literally, in regards to weight training and cardio, because not only do I desperately want to get to Dream Goal someday and therefore have to work for it, but also because Greg and I are now doing a little competition thing, which I won't tell you a lot about because we only put out a teaser, but if you want to see the teaser, this will be posted as a video response to it, and the link will be in the sidebar. But we did a video, or he made a video, which was brilliant in my opinion, talking all about sort of this idea of a challenge between the two of us, and we're going to unveil it tomorrow. So yeah, I'm still 161 point something, 161.2, and it was a loss from last week, whoopee, but I have been doing everything right. And if the scale has decided that I should not be in the 150s yet, so be it. The only way I can hope to ever change that number is to keep doing everything right, so therefore I will just continue on, continuing on. So I thought I would spend the last of this video answering more questions that came in. They're all really fabulous questions too. And if you have questions on what should I be eating, what apps do you use, what plan do you follow, what exercises do you do, how much should I exercise, how do I find my BMI, how do I find how many calories I should eat, that is all at antishayweightloss.com under the FAQ section, which is frequently asked questions. Link will be in the sidebar, and please check that out because those sorts of questions, I just can't answer those every single day. There's no point. It's all in one place, and it isn't that hard to find. Freshening Up said, will you please share some of those raw food links that you've got gathered up? They are across the board on profile comments and messages and videos, and I have not yet compiled all of them, nor have I bookmarked all of them, but when I do, I will make a page at antishay.weightloss.com specifically on raw food eating, and it will have all those links. So that will be coming soon, and I'll let you know when I finally do that. Sarah, Sarlyland, another question, or maybe just your thoughts on this. I've tried a lot of the dressing recipes from the book, but I really don't like them. Are you using recipes from the book? I've been using my regular Hidden Valley Ranch, which I know I shouldn't, but otherwise I won't be eating my salads. Any thoughts? Yes. Pick your battles. If you have to eat a dressing with something in it, but it means you're going to be eating heaps of fresh green vegetables, I would say in this period of time, that is not something you should worry about. I would recommend, however, that you get a dressing from Newman's Own or Seeds of Change, something that makes all organic, all healthy, all natural dressings. My personal favorite is Newman's Own light balsamic vinaigrette, and I know this is what I use, and I know that it's not allowed in the plan because it has vegetable oil, and xanthan gum. But for the time being, because I'm eating like 100% raw, I can afford this teeny tiny bit of chemicals in lieu of just not eating salad at all. I did hear that the golden elixir dressing though was fabulous. Jason's husband Robert made it, and he was just raving about it, so I cannot wait to try that, and I'll probably be trying it this week. Silly Rabbit 68, why do you juice? Doesn't that take all the fiber and nutrients away that are in the peelings? I don't peel the things before I juice them, so no, I am getting all the nutrients and all of the live enzymes, all of the organic water out of the vegetables and in the juice. The only thing I'm not getting is the fiber, which is okay. The concept of juicing is that you're getting all the organic water out of the vegetables, and organic water is the water that was just naturally stored in vegetables and fruit that's filled, chock full of nutrients and live enzymes, which are going to aid digestion, clean out your system, take out all the toxins, and get them into your intestines where they can then be excreted and you can just not have them in you anymore. The only thing that fiber does is slow up digestion. And if you ate no fiber whatsoever, then you would have just runny poop all the time, which would be awful. But if you are eating fiber a lot of the time, but then you juice a massive amount of vegetables into this small glass of just the organic waters and juices, you will be getting all the vitamins and enzymes that you would otherwise have to consume in massive bowl after bowl after bowl of salad, which can just be time-consuming and pack you up with a lot of fiber that you don't need and can't absorb. Getting Healthy Girl, Amy, said, do you feel like the raw food book contradicts In Defense of Food? Absolutely not. In Defense of Food seems to say that all food groups are okay if you eat them wisely. Raw food seems to eliminate a lot of food groups. Let me address that before I talk to your other questions. Yes, I do think they talk to one another. The raw food detox diet does not say you must eliminate any group of food. If you do not want to go vegetarian and if you don't want to go vegan, that's fine. But it simply speaks to the order in which you consume food, those which should never mix in the stomach, and then how that will aid in digestion and detoxifying your body. So I do believe, basically In Defense of Food says that all foods are fine for you, but there are definitely better ones. His philosophy is eat food, not too much, mostly plants, which is the philosophy of the raw food detox diet. Also, how do you get your protein after you work out once you are a raw food vegan? I get all of my protein from nuts and seeds and vegetables. Zikamina said, what's the difference between vegetarian and vegan? Vegetarians do not eat meat. Chicken, beef, pork, etc. Some vegetarians don't eat eggs either, but they will typically still have milks, butters, cheese. Vegans, on the other hand, eat absolutely nothing from animals, and there's definitely different levels of vegan as well. Some just don't eat any animal products. Some also don't eat things like honey, even though it's not made of animals, it's made by animals, and some vegans don't like wear leather or they don't have anything to do with animal products. They believe animals are sacred or should not be used whatever in our consumption and should be left alone. And so there's different levels of that. I aspire to one day be a raw food vegan, meaning that I will not eat any animal products, but I will eat honey. But I'm so not there right now. Jasmine375, the best thing about raw food is it cuts way down on the amount of time you spend in front of the stove or doing dishes. It's very grab and go. Yes, I agree. People are always saying, it would be so difficult to do raw foods, and my thought is, no, really. People say, I can't do it because I'm at work, or I can't do it because I'm at school. Actually, I really feel like grabbing a big box of strawberries and a bunch of cherries and a peach is way easier than like preparing an entire lunch to take out with me. Chris B107, I just want to let you know that more than likely the nuts you buy in bulk in this section are not raw. They may say raw, but they aren't really. You are correct. I don't know. I'm just going to assume, since I'm just starting out, that they're okay. Sephora808, I bought the book you recommended and tried to keep up with it. I felt really good, but I had 2 very expensive weeks. I don't think I can really afford this kind of lifestyle. Maybe I'll buy less organic. Do you have any suggestions? Yes. I would suggest that you keep going as much as you can, buy as much organic as you can, and trust that it will get less expensive once you get used to what you eat and once you sort of have a nice stockpile of spices and dressings. Because in the first couple of weeks, it is going to cost a lot of money, but after you get those staples into your kitchen, it's really just buying vegetables and fruits every week. And that actually is not that expensive. It's way less expensive than buying packaged food or eating out. So I would say trust that after a couple of weeks, it's going to get far less expensive. Getting Healthy Girl, Amy, again. Interesting, I didn't think rice and beans is being allowed on a raw foods diet. Read the book. It's not if you're going 100% raw, but if you're eating 80% raw, cooked foods can be allowed in the evenings, and rice and beans would be considered a starch. Love Honey. Shanti, do you know if those nuts were soaked before they were covered and dehydrated? I have no idea. I do plan on getting a dehydrator at some point so I can make them myself, and that way I'll be certain. But at this point, I'm still just starting out, and if some things are cooked and coming into my meals and I didn't know it, I'm okay with it because it's going to be a long time before I'm perfect 100%. Ms. Shorty240, how do you prepare ginger? It looks complicated. It really isn't. You peel it and slice it if you're having it with, say, sushi. When I put it in the juicer, though, I just break off a piece and drop it in the juicer. I don't know how to say this username. Denouement. Denouement? What does your day tend to look like in regards to food? As far as I understand, you start with a green lemonade and on uncooked days have dried fruit and seeds and nuts for supper? Yes. My day looks like a green lemonade in the morning, which I have about 18 ounces of, then half a watermelon a bit later, then perhaps a peach, half an hour later a couple plums, half an hour, 45 minutes later a banana, then I'll have like maybe a couple tomatoes, and then I'll have a huge salad, and if I really want something heavy after the salad starts digesting, maybe an hour later I'll have an avocado. That should last me a couple of hours, after which point I might have some vegan cookies and a glass of wine, or I might have some nuts and seeds and dried fruit. The avocado counts as a starch, so after an avocado you wouldn't want to have nuts and seeds and dried fruit. But if I take out the avocado, after the salad I might have some seeds, and then later have some nuts and dried fruit while I have a glass of wine. And then typically before bed, a couple hours before bed, whenever I'm sort of laying around watching a movie, reading, I might nibble on a bar of dark chocolate. And that's really what it looks like every single day. Lightning Strikes 01. What was that restaurant that you guys got the raw food from? It's 118 degrees, 118 degrees, and I don't know where it is. And then there was a pretty mean comment, at least I think it was meant to be mean, by somebody in below the yellow line that said she has stretch marks. And yeah, I do. I have stretch marks all over my thighs, and my stomach, my butt, my back, my underarms, my breasts. They are all from when I did Atkins in 2004. I lost 30 pounds and then I gained 50. And that 50 pounds I gained in 2 months after quitting Atkins because I was losing my mind and completely unhappy gave me stretch marks. I consider them battle scars.